Hey guys, BW. We're back out in the garage. I'm trying something different. I've been watching a lot of Bad Chad, and he just kind of works and goes after it, and just kind of talks to you guys while he's working. And I figured, man, let me try that out and see how it goes. And if you guys like it, I'll start dropping videos like this. But anyway, the first thing I want to do is start welding all this stuff out that we installed. And I got to start up here at the rocker, and we'll work our way back. And we'll get to the wheel tub. We got a little bit of welding inside, outside. It might be over the course of a couple videos. I don't want to make these too long in the tooth, but let's give it a shot and see how it goes. The first thing I got to do is I got to get this door back off, because I got to weld all this rocker area up in there where I had pieced it in, and we kind of puzzle pieced it. So let's get this door off and we'll see how it goes. I think I've had this door off like 2 or 3 times. It really doesn't fit that great, but it is what it is. It's what we got for now. I know it's not original to the car. The one on the driver's side has adjustable hinges on the door side and on the cowl side. This one is welded at the door, and I know a lot of them came that way from the factory. But like I said, why would we have one with the adjustable at the door and one of them that ain't? I don't know. But it is what it is. We might use it. We'll see how it goes. I know one thing. I was showing you guys in the last video. The door's in. It's not even with the rocker. And if we had that adjustment at the door, we could get that. And I think, a combination of things. They didn't rebuild these hinges because it was kind of where they could move it around a little bit. And I think they, like I showed you in the last video, I think they bent the bottom outside of that door to match the rocker. Because there's some very questionable repair work that was done on this car. Not that I'm a pro. I'm just learning too. But I try to do things the right way, even if it's wrong. I'm trying to do it right. And I feel like at the end of the day, I'll have a car that'll last my lifetime anyway. We'll get this hot rod back out on the road. Once I get this door off, I'll bring the camera over, show you guys, and bring it in close. It's like I don't have a regular camera person like Chad does, but I think we can still put out a pretty good video and see how it goes. I don't know. Every time I look at this car, I find another rod hole, rust hole. There's one right here. But like I said, we're just gonna pick at it until we have a good car. That's all. I think this is gonna be my last factory restore for a while. I don't want to chase rust all the time. I really would like to try to do a custom car. I mean, I guess the gasser's kind of custom. We customed the front tilt nose on that thing. They come out really nice. We customized a few other things on there. We put the Nicky's package on the front, the straight axle, but that was like pre stuff. I guess the only thing that I really did that was pure custom from me and nobody else was the tilt nose. It's kind of cool. It's like, I don't know if you guys are watching that 44 that Chad's doing. It's like Nathan just did a tilt nose on that, and they cut the fenders, which is cool. But I didn't want to cut the fenders on ours, and I still wanted it to be all steel. So we put it on linear bearings on a track so that you could slide the front out and tilt it up. I encourage you, if you're new to the channel, to go back and see. There's a couple different videos on it. I have shorts on it, but I have a long video. I actually have a video of the entire car build, and I kind of touched all the bases in that when it came to the tilt nose. But like I say, if you wanted to have a tilt nose but didn't want to cut your fenders to get it away from the cowl, you gotta put it on tracks and slide it out. Alright, so this door's ready to come off. Try to get it off without too much trouble here. There we go. We got it. these things are getting heavier and heavier, or I'm getting older and older. Alright, there we go. Alright. Got that. Now let me get the camera down so you guys can see what we're going to do here. Alright guys, I really didn't want to have breaks in the video, but I was bouncing you guys around something terrible, getting you down here to take a look. Now I tacked this together about a month ago. You can see a little bit of surface rust set in. So we're going to wire brush that off, and then we want to work on getting this all welded up all through here. You know, I notched it to fit in here, and it fits good. But if I had it to do over again, I would have did it just like the driver's side. I would have took the rocker completely out of the cowl. It's really not that much more work. There's like 10 or so spot welds you got to get out, and then you could have slid it out. I would have had to take the vent box out of the inside and stuff like that. It's not rotted or anything. It's just I feel like it would have made for an even better job. It's a good job, but I think we could have done better had we left that in there. You can see there remnants of it there on the floor, but you live and learn. Let's get this rust cleaned out of here, and then we'll work on getting this welded up. Actually, let me try this. I just got these. They're just like those sanding discs, the bigger ones. But man, these with the flappers on them, but they go on the same thing as, and they're just twist locks. They're just twist locks. But I mean, I noticed that they've been working pretty good. So let me see if I can clean this up a little better with this. The compressor may kick on. If it does, well, I'll try to turn the volume down in the video whenever I go in. This is going to be a minimally edited video. All right, that's pretty good. Let's see. I wanted to get the rotary file. I can't get this one little spot, and it's got a little bit of surface rust, but it's like one of those things where I'm gonna learn my lessons. I should have closed this up right away, but I switched medications, and I haven't been out in the shop for like 3 weeks, and then yesterday I finally, the day before, I guess it was Wednesday, I started to come out and really get some stuff done again. So I got to get back after it, but I shouldn't have left it like that. Not making any excuses and just telling you what happened. compressor finally stopped running. All right, so I try to get rid of them sounds for you a little bit. I got the welder turned on. Let's make sure we got a ground and get some tacks. Oh, well, that's not going to be good for anybody, is it? I tightened up on these so it would quit falling down. Got to the point, came right off my head. Let's see what we got here. Good, we got a ground. I might be able to turn up on the machine a little bit. Although it's not terrible. On the side. Get a couple on here on the side. Slide over here. I'm not as agile as I used to be. I think I still do okay for my age, but man, ease down a little bit. I think I'm gonna have to move some of this hood and stuff over. I think I'm pressing myself for space here. Let me move some of this stuff over. I think that's going to be just fine. Just want to get a couple tacks on here, something to go off of. You know, I've welded almost my whole life, but I tell you, sheet metal, welding sheet metal is a completely different animal than welding pipe or structural steel. It's like it's its own little world, and I got a lot of good tips from watching Chad on there. I like how whenever he has to, he'll drop a little bit on there and then put it back. And then what I really picked up from him is just work off the back of the last tack and just move around a little bit. I think I need to turn it up just a hair. That's just fat, and I probably stayed in it a little too long right there, but bring you guys over and let you take a look. Got the tack, we started back through there. That's the one I just did. I think I stayed in there a little too long. But that's all right. You know, hey, we're just going along, getting it. So you got one there, and then show you these ones on the side here. We're working on getting those in. All right, so we'll keep rolling along with that. We should be able to get it in no time. I ain't gonna bore you with the whole joint, but we'll get it. For right now, we want to start doing some of these joints down, or excuse me, these plug welds that I have down underneath. I can get the camera down and show you guys. I've only drilled so far. I got ahead of myself when I put this rocker on last month. I forgot to drill. I forgot to drill my plugs. So I've been doing them in place. I have the tool over there, and I'll show you that in a minute. Let's zap a couple of these up. Now, one thing I like to do here, I'm going to turn the machine up just a little bit to the next setting. Let's see if I can leave the camera here. Let you guys see what I'm up to. Safety glasses here. Take a look at what you guys are looking at. All right, so let's do a couple of these plugs together. What I do is I got the holes drilled, but there's weld-through primer that I sprayed on this inner rocker, and I always take that. Everybody thinks, well, you're supposed to weld to the weld-through primer. That's not true. You want clean metal for a clean weld, but you want weld-through primer on both sides of the weld, and it has a better chance of staying as the metal heats up as we go. So you'll get a better quality weld if you just give her a little, at least I think so. Do those two. Oh, welding shield. And I feel like, you guys take a look at that, I feel like that's a pretty high quality plug weld right there. All right, now I'll wait a second to do this one. I don't want to get it too hot, but I like to take my time. And you know, I learned I have a punch over there that does those flanges and also punches holes for plug welds, but it doesn't go in, it wouldn't go in far enough for this. They only go in like a 3/16, and then it punches an 1/8 inch hole. Two things: this hangs down a little bit, so you're not catching enough of the lip of the inner rocker. And I also don't feel like the size of the, I don't think the size of the plug is big enough. I like a bigger hole right there, so I got more time to like flow the weld down into the original metal of the car to the new panel. And you can see how that just, I feel like that just that's what you want to see after every plug weld. All right, so I'm just going to wait for a second. We'll get back to that. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to start putting a couple more holes in a minute on these as well, and I'll show you that tool real quick. I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but just trying to cover what I'm doing on this part of the job, and then I can finish it up off camera, you know, but I just want to involve you guys to show you what's up. So all I got is one of these whole sheet metal hole saws, and what I do with this is I just put an extension on it. You can see I got it on an extension, so I can drill out here. All right, so I got to get the other size, because I used this the other day to get some big nasty stuff out with the plug weld, or excuse me, with the spot welds. So let me change that bit, and then I'll come back in and I'll show you guys. We're just going to drill a couple of these together. All right, guys. Full disclosure here. Like I said, this is not the preferred way to do this. This is because I forgot. I got excited and I tacked the front of that rocker in and had everything exactly where I wanted, and I forgot that I needed to have plug weld holes. I don't want to say I got ahead of myself. All right, so the first thing I always do when I'm doing these is I get a regular drill, and I just drill through the first first part of the lip. Oh, there she's running away from me. And you can't really do a great job with it. Just like that. We got a nice little hole there. All right. And it's on an angle because I couldn't get, because I mean with this lip right here you can't really get the drill in. So I was stuck between a rock and a hard place till I got this extension. It does the job. And now we're just looking to get that sheet metal out of there. It's still not a perfect way to do it, but that's how I do it. Oh, she's dancing all over the place. All right, that's it, guys. It's out. It's that fast. I mean, I danced around a little bit. Actually, I went a little high, but it's the. Let me show you the pieces. The piece is not in there, and it's loose. It's just, see, it's just rolling around. So I'll get my little flathead screwdriver, pry this a little bit, and the little piece will fall out of there, or I might be able to get it out of here if I screw around with it a little bit. But that's what I do there. All right, so I'm just going to do the same thing the whole way down. All right, until we get all those done. All right. There we go. I don't know if you guys want to watch or what. I mean, see what we can do here. I'll do a couple in a row. It's just the pilot is a little funky to do. This drill bit ain't the greatest drill bit either. I should probably go get a different one. It'll work, I guess. You'd be surprised. There wasn't as many spot welds in the old rocker as I thought there should be. Oh. There you go. Get on this side of the jack stand. Whew. Alright, there you guys go. We got all the pilots in there. We might put one more down the other end, but for now that's pretty good. Alright, now just get this. Now this thing wants to dance around because it's not perfectly centered. I'm on an angle. We're gonna make it work. That's all. Yep, that's broke out of there. You see, these bits work really good. Really fast. I think that this one might be one size bigger than the other one I had, but it's all right. I mean, I'll be able to fill that up. I think I am going to switch to the smaller one. These three are one size bigger than them, and I feel like those are quite big enough. We don't want to introduce too much heat in there. We want strong plug welds, but we don't want to get too carried away. Let me switch the size. All right, I got one size down on that bit. That'll be a little bit better, I think, anyway. I don't know. Like I say, if you guys took the time to drill the holes out and remembered, like I forgot, we wouldn't be in this mess. but I forgot. The last thing I ever claimed to be was perfect. But we do try to do the best job we can around here. And boy, that popped right out too. That was nice. I won't have to pry out on that one to get these little pieces out like I do over here. There you go. You don't want this bit to heat up too much. It's real nice on these new pieces of metal, but when you're drilling out spot welds, especially with this kind, these are pretty expensive. You can get the cheapy ones that work pretty good. I'll show you those. They're in the car. And they work pretty good, but you got to watch you don't get these too hot, because they work fantastic, but you get them too hot, then you smoke the bit. All right, so let me let that cool off for a second. Here, I'll show you these. I know they're sitting in there because I've been drilling so many spot welds out. I know you guys have seen these, but I have this, you know, this it comes with a little kit. It comes with a whole bunch of these. But you know what I found out is this part goes bad before any of these do, because you know you got teeth on both sides, so you can unscrew this and turn it around, use it on the other side. But man, I start going nuts. I always use a drill bit first. They give you center punches, but the center punches, these things still dance around, so I end up putting my little pilot holes in the center, and then I use these, and I use oil, and the teeth last a really long time if you use oil. But the problem with this is, like I say, this part gives out, and they only give you one. But so I got like 2 boxes of these, and my last kit I bought just to get this part. I don't know. Anyway, I think that cooled down enough to where we can drill those last couple of. Oh, anyway, see if I can turn that camera a little bit. Like I say, the best we can for you, just let you keep you involved, let you see what's going on. It's getting warm. I saw a little bit of sparkage. We're going to want to wait a second. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4 more. I'll probably want to do a 5th one where that self-tapper that I have up there. But yeah, we're getting there. So let's let this cool down. We'll weld a couple while we're waiting. And when I went over there to change the bit, I brought my vice grip tool over that you can use with these plug welds. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. I mean, it's just it's like a piece of brass, and then the middle's horseshoed so that you can still get your electrode in there. And this is really good if you're dealing with, this is pretty thick metal on the inner structure, the inner quarter of this car. It's really thick metal. But I mean, if you're dealing with thinner metals and you're doing plug welds, this absorbs the heat. So I figured, I mean, you know, why not show you? And I use it on this one. Just put it in there. And plus, it's great for making sure that the metal is sandwiched together. You know, it's nice and tight and sandwiched together. So that's another good reason to use it. It's like I welded that one because I felt it first. I knew it was flush, but this makes darn sure that it's good and flush. All right, let's see here. Let me grab this. See how it goes. All right. All right. Look at that, fellas. I feel like that's, you know, like I said, them are high quality plug welds. I'm not even going. I won't grind those or anything. We'll leave them nice and strong the way they are. As long as they come out flat like that, we'll be good to go. So I got this messing up here. I think when I made that bead up here on that thing, I was way too cold. Now I got that welder set because this is heavier metal. It needs a little more heat. Oh boy, we're down to 15% on this battery. I better go up to do a couple more of these plug welds, and then we're gonna have to change the battery on that camera. Hopefully you guys don't run out. Yeah, see, this one needed pulled in a little bit. See that? Yeah, I forgot. I want to get that. Take that weld through primer off. Just where you're welding. The weld through primer's for both sides, not on it. It's not going to do nothing except dirty your weld, promise. All right, another good one there. I think we can do one more. There you go. Really nice. We are making a pretty good job of it. I really like these pliers. Like I said, they pull it together, and they also absorb a lot of the heat right out of the metal. So they're taking a little bit of the heat away. We're gonna stop after this one, because I got to get my screwdriver and I got to open that up a little bit. Right here is where the very first thing is stuck in there. So let's do this one, and then we're going to have to change the battery on the camera, and we're going to have to get those little tabs out of there. Now, so I got a battery, and it's got 97%, so it's pretty full, I guess. All right. Let me see if I can get you guys a better angle. I know it looks, that makes it, I got it on this wide angle. Trying the different angles. It makes this look a little funny on camera, I was noticing, but hey man, it is what it is. We're doing the best we can. So I got this flathead screwdriver on this awl. I should be able to get these pieces out of here with that. There it goes. You see that one fell out. I might have to hit this metal back there, and that one fell out. That one's not even in there because it's a separated. That one fell out as well. So let me go over here, see if I got any in any of these. I think there's one in this one right here. There's one right there too. All right, so there's one on each side of that jack stand right there. Let me see if I can get this. That's right there. There we go. Fell out of there. I guess that one fell out. It's right there. I see it. There it is. See it? Right there. Get that stuff out of there. We don't want that in there. Oh, that one's kind of tight. See, I get a little tight. It's a little tight to get that screwdriver in down here on this side. That one. There, got that one out of there. There ain't nothing there. So these last of these ones here, they came out. Like I said, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to do with the drill, but I wanted this to cool down. And now that's nice and ice cold. So we could probably drill those out real quick and finish up with that. Now I've pried that apart right there. I'll have to straighten that out too, but we don't want to trap those pieces in there. That isn't going to be good for anybody. There you go. There you go. It heats up quick, guys. Last 4, and like I say, we'll end up doing one here where the self tapper is, and that's going to be more than enough spot welds, I believe, underneath here to get this here. Yeah, it's like all this stuff, you know, there you go. All this stuff just takes time. It's all time. It's like, and the more time you take, the better job you'll get. Like, you don't want to leave these little pieces of metal in there. You know, that's not good for anything. I always just take my time. Sometimes I spin my wheels, you know. I don't make any headway or don't feel like I am, but you are. We're getting stuff done. All right, so all the metal's out. Now we're gonna come back down here and we're gonna turn the welder back on. We'll weld up a couple more of these spot welds. All right, that's basically what I'm gonna be doing. That back on there. Alrighty, where's our little clamp? Even our clamp after those welds is cooled back off. So that's, that's good. Take a little jump around, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, and back and forth. Too crazy. We're just scratching that stuff off of there. Oh, you guys are right in front of the ground. I'm sorry. I'm not even able to see what you guys are seeing. I guess when I go in to put it on the computer, I'll find out. I might have wasted 20 minutes and you couldn't see nothing. I don't know. We're trying now. All right, let's see what we got. Alright, like I say, we try to keep these really nice and neat, and then we don't have any grinding. Now this one here, there's a hole because I had one time had a self-tapper going through there, but we'll be able to fill that right on there. That's when these pliers really come in handy, because that won't stick to the brass on the back, but it'll still help fill that hole up. That's for sure. That one's a little ugly, guys. Might have to touch that one. All right. Uh-oh. We welded it to the plier. I never claimed to be perfect, fellas. All right, let me get that. We'll take that off of there and take a look at it. I guess I was a little too far away from it. I couldn't see. All right, that's no problem. Close that up just a There we go. There we go. All right. Now, that one we're going to have to clean up. I never claimed to be perfect. I try not to. I just got done telling you I try not to do grinds, and now I got to make a grind. So I'm just like everybody else, right? Okay. camera froze or something. I don't know what the heck was going on, but something was. Let me see what we got here. I moved you guys around a little bit. All right, how's that? I think that'll be all right, right? Well, hopefully. Anyway, that's what we're doing here. We can just keep trucking along with these. All right. So I don't want to keep boring you guys. I'm going to do the exact same thing the rest of the way down with these plug welds, and then I'm going to work on this seam over here. All right, and we'll see how it goes, and I'll bring you guys back in tomorrow or the next day whenever I get the next video out. We'll show this, and then we're going to jump inside and work the inside of this rocker together. All right, I got everything clamped in there, just so you guys know. Everything's clamped and screwed. It's in place pretty gosh darn good. It's really nice that summertime's coming, and so you guys can see I got the gassers out in the yard, so that gives me a lot of space to work, you know, and it's so much nicer. It's like yeah. So it's whenever it's not raining and the yard's not a muddy mess, I can back the car down out of the way and give myself some shop space to work, and it's really helping out a lot. All right, so we're gonna, like I said, I'll bring this video back in tomorrow or the next day. Don't hold me till tomorrow, but as I work, and then I'll just keep videoing and give you a little dose here and a little dose there, and we'll see how that works out for the channel. All right, till next time, take care everybody.